Getting to 9/11 and truly setting yourself free takes a lot of work. And unless you do that work, you're not going to experience that level of freedom. So you will see that essentially it's you recognizing areas of life where you are disempowered, in lack of freedom, lack of clarity. And then you make a decision. Are you going to overcome it and arrive at freedom, a place where you see it for what it is? And there are very many different phases like that throughout your journey towards 9/11. And they can be filled with matrix traps. And at that moment, when your frequency is at a certain level, it might seem like the trap is the ultimate freedom. But it's then up to you. Are you able to recognize whether or not you are truly free and empowered with ultimate clarity while you are still potentially in that trap? And there are many of them, very many, and very many phases. And you will see that the game is so much bigger than only the physical that you can see around you. The real game really happens in what is not visible to the naked eye. But you still can see all of it. It's just with your mind's eye. I've mentioned how it is important to recognize what you really want. And whatever you recognize that you really want is something that you see in your mind's eye. It can be ultimate freedom, as the source wants to experience freedom, no matter the cost, no matter what you need to let go of. And if you have a twisted perception of what the word freedom means, or the word harmony, or any other word, then you will see that you might find yourself in a trap. But it's a phase. It's a phase where you go from thinking of the word as very physical to realizing that any word will be very limited compared to the bigger truth and the bigger idea behind the word. And if you break down the word harmony, well, it could be a very unbeneficial word, hence a trap. But the idea of it, the idea of alignment in your frequency bodies, aligning with your soul, which is in 9/11, then you will see that harmony is a very good thing. And you can, of course, make it a very bad thing. You can choose to not want to use that word because it's a very negative word in the way you choose to see it right now. But you see that that phase right there is pretty big. You can choose to be that kind of person who walks around forever and says, we need to understand, understand, and overstand this. But essentially, you have an idea of what understand means. And to you, that could mean ultimate comprehension, ultimate clarity. And you don't need to stay in that phase for too long. But it's a healthy part of the journey. It's a healthy part of dissecting words and dissecting what your intent truly is aimed towards. So it is a phase you will probably have to go through. Just like you will have to go through many other phases also. But recognize whether or not it's truly giving you freedom and empowerment. And when you recognize that you essentially is on a journey where you are going to let go of absolutely everything, hold everything with an open hand, then you might recognize that these phases is simply just you holding on to something. And depending on to what degree you are determined to break free, you will see how quickly you can go through that phase and see it for what it is. So stay aware of how you are perceiving things, how you choose to think about things, and recognize if it is truly giving you freedom in the way that you sense and know that freedom can be. Because we're talking about ultimate freedom here, where there is no thing that is holding you down. There is no things you're holding on to. So just stay aware